Hey guys, it's Ghosty. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be comparing and contrasting the original and remake of Dawn of the Dead. I was pretty excited to be covering these movies for my channel. Dawn of the Dead from 2004 is actually one of my favorite horror films ever. I watched it maybe a couple years ago, but I hadn't seen it in a while, so I was excited to revisit it. But I had never seen George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. I've seen Land of the Dead, I've seen Night of the Living Dead, but I've never seen Dawn of the Dead, and one day I will see Day of the Dead. I had general knowledge of this film, not too much, like I didn't know how fucking long it was. Either way, I was excited to see it. I think that there's some parallels to what we're experiencing now. We don't have zombies. I'm going to start with talking about the similarities in these films, and then I'm going to talk about the differences. The general setting of in both films, there's people surviving at a mall. Among these group of strangers in both movies, there's a pregnant lady and there's a black cop. Now, these characters are vastly different in each movie, and I will get into that. But they exist in both movies. When I first saw the original, I was like, oh my god, there's a black cop in the remake. As it went on, I was like, these are total different characters. In both movies, we get to see a group of strangers bond over trying to survive. We see them become a family. Also, in both films, there's a line that's delivered by the same actor, Ken Foree. I'm gonna get killed. He's a black actor and I can't say his name. He's in the original Dawn of the Dead. He says this line that's like, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk among the living. He also says that in the remake.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
And when I watched that in the remake, that really stuck with me. That scene convinced me that zombies were eventually going to come and kill us. I'm still not convinced that zombies aren't real. I was so happy to see that line in the original. Other than that, there's not any other similarities between the two films. I'm gonna spend more time talking about the differences and I can really get into the meat of shit. We'll start with the zombies. The zombies are so different. In the original, they're slow. You can definitely survive those zombies. Dawn of the Dead zombies? I don't know. I couldn't survive them. I mean, maybe if you're stranded at a mall with a bunch of people, they're fast, they're scary, they're gross. Original Dawn of the Dead zombies are like, Remakes Dawn of the Dead zombies are like, they are not the same. Dawn of the Dead from 1978 is a direct sequel to the Night of the Living Dead. So once we enter this film, you have knowledge of the first film. You enter into this world that's already fucked. Because of that, the opening scene is so fucking chaotic. I watched it like 3 times because I was just like, what is happening? I was really confused as to why there were so many people at this news station, because I'm just like, there's a fucking zombie outbreak. Shouldn't y'all be home? In Dawn of the Dead, we ease into the outbreak. We follow the protagonist. She's at work. We hear some stuff. She goes home. Everything's normal. And she wakes up to a zombie outbreak. This isn't a sequel to the remake of the Night of the Living Dead. We're not dropping into the outbreak. We like ease into this outbreak. That scene when her husband, fiance, whoever he is, guy that she's with is infected and he's running and she's just driving. That's some great film shit there. In the remake, there are more characters, which equals more deaths, and we see more of the zombies doing the zombie shit. In 2004, that's what we were all about. I'm sure, like, with making this, they were just like, blood, guts, zombie, rah. In the original Dawn of the Dead, you see like maybe 2 people die. The central theme of the films are like not even the same. So the original film focuses a lot on morality of humans in this situation. We're faced with a fucking apocalypse, or we're faced with zombies, we're faced with the outbreaks, pandemic, whatever you want to call it. What do humans do? They have news reporters that are just always talking about like logic versus morals versus like what is right. Like, you need to only focus on yourself. Ken Foree's character, who's like badass, or Kinfuri, I don't know his name. Kinfuri, please correct me in the comments. He says something like, maybe we are the bad people, like maybe we are the enemy. The original, it seems like it like doesn't really talk about that. Like it does, but it's not really the main focus. I was getting a lot of like, it's the end of the world, and weirdly like Kinfuri's / Foray's speech, the dead walk among us, it was so religious. To me, they put it in your face so much.
Why? Because you have sex out of wedlock. You kill unborn children. You have man-on-man relations.
I was just like, whoa, is this a religious theme in this film? It took me back. I felt like everybody in this film was just like, it's the end of the world, it's the end of the world, it's over. I don't want to go out a bad person. In the original film, we spend so much time seeing what humans do to survive. The original film is really long. The remake is like an hour and 50 minutes. It's not as long. I feel like they tried to like pack a lot of shit in it. The original film had a lot of time to really just sit there and be like, whoa, we're in this. I really felt in this film. Down to the endings, which they're different. They're living their best lives in this mall. Another group of the survivors decides to fucking bust in. All the zombies are in. They're fighting the zombies and the survivors, and they had to flee the mall. What the fuck? Everything could have been fine had these survivors would have fucking kept to themselves. No, they had to fucking ruin shit because people are terrible. In the remake, they decided as a group that they should flee to an island. There is a pregnant woman and a black cop in both films. Like I mentioned in the similarities, these characters are not the same. The black cop in the original movie is the protagonist. He fucking runs shit. He's the most level-headed about everything. He has a heart, but he's also smart. I loved him so much. In the remake, the black cop is more of a side character, and his MO is just like, I'm just trying to get to my brother. I don't care about nobody. I don't care about nobody but myself. The black cop was way cooler in the original Dawn of the Dead. I feel like that actor totally could have pulled that off. I do not know why Anna was like the protagonist. I don't know. I mean, she's a great protagonist though. So there's a pregnant lady in the original. She's more of a main character. And she's kind of a badass too. Makes her husband teach her how to fly. She's like, I might need to know how to fly. And in the end, she needed to know how to fly the fucking helicopter. The one in the remake, she's completely useless. All she does is give birth to a zombie baby. I appreciate the zombie baby. She was fucking completely useless. Overall, these movies are both pretty great. I gave them 4 stars on Letterboxd. The original Dawn of the Dead is sitting at 4 stars on Letterboxd. The remake is sitting at 3.4 stars. They're great fucking zombie movies. If you're looking for a more like fast-paced action movies with great fucking montages, check out that remake. It is directed by Zack Snyder, written by James Gunn. He did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. If you like a good old 70s slow burn with some pretty fucking interesting music, something that really makes you think, check out George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead from 1978. Thanks guys for watching this video. If you liked it, you can give it a thumbs up. If you want to see some more of my content, you can subscribe and hit the bell to get notified whenever I post new videos. You can follow me on Letterboxd at Ghosty, Twitter at Ghosty, and Instagram at Discordlemma. Thanks, I'll see you guys in the next video.